Hi, I'm Valerie with tujawellness.com. Joining me today is Eoin Finn. He's a yogi and Blissologist, which begs the question, what is Blissology?
Well, Blissology, as the name suggests, is really the art and science of happiness. But what I've discovered is that to really be happy, you need to have a great relationship with your body and mind, with your community, and with nature, and with this still place inside that we all need to access. There's different layers to life. I mean, there's your everyday time in life, and then there's time you'll be in the heart realm. There's times when you'll be in stillness. There's times of great joy, and I think and what I mean by joy is humor, you know. So really the art is to weave between all those layers. So if you're only in, yeah, I'm just shopping and looking after my mortgage and, you know, the day-to-day aspect of life and just entertaining yourself and never get to the other levels of being alive, then it's time to check in. So I don't think too many of us, unless you live in an ashram or a monastery, can maintain just being at the level of the heart all the time, you know? So that's really the work.
So what's the best practice then to kind of get to that, get it into your life, little bits of it into your life?
To make time every day, you know, just to open up the door and say, you know, I mentioned you have to have a great relationship with nature, for example, to really say, I don't need to go to Yosemite Park, you know, I don't need to move out of the city. I'm just going to take 10 minutes where I live and slow down. And when I slow down, I'm going to put my phone away. I'm just going to really appreciate the magic of the natural world.
And you've got something called the Bliss Army. What's that?
Bliss Army is kind of a fun way of describing people who've embraced this lifestyle of, I think what you'll get from all of it is that there's a lot of love and joy and bliss that really lights us up in life. And the Bliss Army is just a fun way of gathering together people who have the same mission, you know.
That sounds a little bit like a religion. Is this like a new religion?
I wouldn't say it's a religion per se. No, I would never take it that seriously. But I am trying to find a place for people to find maybe not spirituality, but mysticism, you know, in life. Because I think we've lost a lot of our values and zest for life, because, you know, my wife's from Bombay, India, and over there people ask me all the time, you know, are you Muslim or Christian or Hindu? What are most people where you live? I'm like, actually most people where I live kind of shop and work and entertain themselves.
And I hear that you sometimes perform random acts of hammock.
Yes. Yeah, the hammock enlightenment's good too. I mean, hammock enlightenment is really good because when I was a kid, I used to spend tons of time in nature looking up at the stars and looking at the miracle of life and being blown away by it. And so when we were teaching our yoga ecology surf retreats, I was in a hammock and looking up every day at the amazing light and the trees and just getting really still. And everything I'd ever read about enlightenment was happening there. And I just thought, why do we make it so complicated? You know, and what would happen to our world if everyone, even if they couldn't get in a literal hammock, just sat and looked under a tree and breathed for 10 minutes every day. Life would be so much better for all of us. Our relationship with our bodies, with nature, with our communities would be so much better if we at least did that. And that's what the hammock enlightenment's about.
Sounds good to me. Find a little more hammock time. Thanks for joining us on tujawellness.com.